Alright, everybody, it's me, Morgan the Trivia Facts, with another super cool gaming afterthoughts. Typically, this is only the second episode. I say typically, but this is supposed to be a series where I cover games that I've played on Super Cool Gaming, but I thought I'd change it up and do one that is a modern game that I played recently. And if you can't tell already because you're stupid or something, that game is Fire Emblem Echoes Shadow of Valentia. Now, this is a modern game, I have to warn for spoilers because otherwise I'd be a dick. My short thoughts on Fire Emblem Echoes: if you've never played a Fire Emblem game, I still recommend you play Awakening first, because Awakening is much more accessible than Echoes. But if you're able to get into a Fire Emblem-like game, Fire Emblem Echoes is an incredible experience, and I recommend it to any Fire Emblem fan. So, that's it. That's the end of the non-spoiler stuff. I'm going to start talking about the game for real now. I'm gonna try to recall. It's been about a week since I last played it, and I guess that'll speak to how memorable the game is. So the story is ARM. No, not the new video game ARMS. A young farm boy named Alm is training with his grandfather in a village. The village gets attacked by some knights, and that's the first map is you, as children, fighting off knights. So that's how every game should start. You should start the game as young children fighting off 30-year-old knights. So the story really starts, and this is how it starts in Gaiden. The Deliverance goes to Ram Village, where they ask Alm's grandfather, Myson, who is a famous knight, to join their rebel force against, I forget the guy's name. I think it's Desai, because he's trying to take over Sophia. And Myson declines, and Alm wants to go in his place. So Alm, along with his friends like Gray, Cliff, Tobin, Faye, they all join up and go with the Deliverance. And they head to the Deliverance hideout, which has been taken over. No, it hasn't been taken over. I'm stupid. No. There's a cave that's taken over that you save, I believe, Silk? I believe you save Silk in the first cave, and then you go to the Deliverance hideout, which has tons of monsters there. I think they're just called terrors in this game. They're not risen. They're terrors. So you go through the terror-ridden Deliverance hideout, and you meet up with Clive, who is looking forward to meeting Myson's grandson, because hey, he's gotta be pretty good. But Fernand doesn't approve of this. He's like, this guy's a little shitty farm boy. Why would I work for this guy? And they have a little fallout, and Fernand leaves. You go further into Sophia. You eventually reach the castle where you fight Desai and take him down. And after you take Desai down, Alm makes the hasty decision of declaring war on the other half of the continent, Rigel, with his shitty little army of the Deliverance. So that's the end of Chapter 1. Chapter 2 follows Celica, who wants to end the war peacefully and is like, religion? religion's pretty good, actually. I think we should get our god to do something about this. So she goes on a holy pilgrimage or whatever, and at the port, not at the port. In the beginning, she's with her friends Bowie, May, and there's also Jenny, Jenny is a very underutilized character in this game. She has 1 total support in the game, which is weird. I don't know why. I don't know why. There's no fucking whatever. There's no Jenny got no support. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I have to make this all shitty and weird. You go to the port where you learn that there are pirates terrorizing the seas, and that's why she can't just ride to Sophia that safely. Wow, I'm really good at this. Good plot summary so far. So after you hire a mercenary named Saber, and he helps you take down pirates that you meet on the seas. And you also meet with people like Valbar and Leon, who is gay. Leon is a gay character, and he's actually, like, not a terrible character, like Niles from Fire Emblem Fates. I don't like that guy. I don't know why he's, like, one of 2 gay choices. Like, if you're a gay guy, you can marry this asshole. And if you're a gay girl, you can marry Tharja. Which, I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of girls who want to fuck Tharja, because Tharja is hentai bait. That's what I like to call her. She is hentai bait because she has a very shitty personality that seems to only exist for sex. People really want to fuck Tharja, and if you're gonna comment on this video saying Tharja is your waifu, I'm not gonna get angry at you, I'm only just gonna express my disappointment. And that's it. Chapter 2, the rest of Chapter 2 is kind of a blur to me. I know you get to Milla Temple. No, you don't. You don't get to Milla Temple. Actually, you do. You get to Milla Temple, and it turns out that the Mother Milla has been taken by an evil sorcerer named Jeddah. That's a not as good of a name as Jafar from Aladdin, but hey, you can't win them all. That's where Chapter 2 ends. Chapter 3 is a combination of both Alm's story and Celica's story. This is where the 2 stories combine. And on Alm's side, he starts his war against Rigel. He fights, what's the fucking guy's name? It's Bernard? No, it's definitely not Bernard, and I'm fucking stupid. Fuck, what is the fucking villain's name? Fuck. Berkut, okay, I just got confirmation from Google. His name is Berkut, not Bernand. Why would there be a character named Fernand and then Bernand? That's stupid. So you fight Berkut, and he's like, I want to be the emperor when I grow up, and that doesn't happen because Emperor Rudolph is like, you're fucking stupid. Fuck you. That's basically all I can remember from Chapter 3 on Alm's side. Chapter 3 on Celica's side, I can't remember shit either. There's like, you start going through Rigel also. I forgot the part where Celica and Alm meet, and they have a falling out, and then they can't see each other anymore because the path is blocked. That's a thing. Chapter 4 is when Alm goes all the way through Rigel and meets Emperor Rudolph, who is revealed to be Alm's father after he is killed by Alm. Emperor Rudolph during this battle doesn't attack Alm, which when I first played, which I've only played this game once, but I was like, wait, what's happening? And it didn't really click with me. I don't know if it's because I'm stupid, but it didn't click right away that, wait, this guy is Alm's father. That didn't hit me right away. I wasn't like, oh yeah, that's actually really definitely true. I feel like that's more me being stupid than the game's fault. I mean, no, the game. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just making shit up as I go. I never played this game actually, guys. Fooled you. No, I'm kidding. I did play it, and it was fun. Chapter 4 of Celica Celica goes to the Temple of Duma, because that is where Jeddah is holding Milla captive. And Jeddah is like, oh yeah, I'll give you Milla back if you give me your soul. And Celica's like, should I sell my soul? And then just Celica's friends are like, no, I don't think you should sell your soul. And then Celica's like, I'm gonna sell my soul. See you guys later. And then she sells her soul to Doom for $0.00. It's one of the worst business transactions of all time. You know how people say the fucking Louisiana Purchase is the greatest business deal of all time? This was the worst business deal of all time, because Celica just sold her soul for absolutely nothing, because she doesn't see Milla. Milla is dead. Falchion, I believe they call it, is pierced through Milla's skull, and Milla is dead. I don't know who killed her, but she is dead. It wasn't Alm, who should be the only other person to wield the Falchion, but she fucking dead. I don't know. That's it. Then Chapter 5 happens after the war with Rigel is over. Alm makes it his mission to end Duma because that's what his father wanted. For some reason. I don't know why his father was like, you have to kill Duma, but that's what happened. So you go to the Temple of Duma, and you find that Celica has been taken over by Duma. So Alm tries to kill Celica. Well, he doesn't want to kill Celica, but he ends up killing her. But then she comes back to life anyways, because Milla has some power left in her, even though she fucking dead. I don't really know how it works. It's just video game logic. You gotta take it for what it is. And then you fight Duma. And you combine Alm's parties and Celica's parties. And that is the plot. In a nutshell, very poorly done. That does not explain a lot of things in the plot. But that is all I can remember from it. If I had to rate the plot, it's good sometimes, and then just kind of towards the end, it's just like, what? Duma, like a lot of dragons in Fire Emblem, just feels kind of forced in. He's just there. You don't really hear, I mean, you hear about him, and you sell your soul and shit to him and whatever, but it's just like you never really hear about him. He just kind of appears. And Jeddah feels more like the antagonist that Duma is supposed to be, but Jeddah isn't the main villain. He's just a pawn of Duma, and it's weird. But whatever. That's I gotta say it's better than Fate's story. I know that's not a high standard, but hey, it's better than Fate's story, and people like Echo's story, so is it really that bad? I don't think it's a bad plot. It's kind of cheesy. It's been done, but at the same time, it's based off of Gaiden, and Gaiden set a lot of precursors for the Fire Emblem series. So, has it been done? Yeah, but it's a remake of one of their first attempts, so you can't blame it too hard for it. That's the story. That's my story synopsis. How about that gameplay? And it's Fire Emblem. It's a strategy RPG. You either love it or you hate it. I think, from what I've heard, Fire Emblem is probably one of the less interesting strategy RPGs. You don't play Fire Emblem for the gameplay. I mean, the gameplay can be satisfying, and I'm not saying I don't play Fire Emblem for the gameplay, because I do. I wouldn't have played Fates for so long if I didn't fucking like playing. I don't know what I'm saying. Gameplay's fine. Okay, I just heard some people don't like it compared to other strategy RPGs, and to Fire Emblem fans, that doesn't matter, because we play it for different reasons, I guess. Level design. We could go over that. Level design is... This is one of the lesser good parts about Echoes. There are some good maps. There are some maps I have fun playing on. And then there's maps that are so horribly done that there is literally only one way you can play it without, like, losing all your guys. It's not very well done, I don't think. And I know that's a problem that Echoes has, is that it doesn't steer far enough away from Gaiden to make it that much better than Gaiden. I feel like Fire Emblem Echoes, if you're looking for the Gaiden experience, you're going to get the Gaiden experience. It is Fire Emblem Gaiden if it was a modern Fire Emblem game, which means it has, like, it has the art style, it has the voice acting, it's a modern Fire Emblem game, but it's still just Gaiden, and depending on how much you like Gaiden, it will also be how much you like Echoes. I don't know what I'm saying. This is a mess. This whole thing has been a mess. I've just been... Wow. This is what happens when I don't play games well. But yeah, I remember there was one level where I could only really fight with a Bone Knight, and that was it. I could not beat the level any other way. It was just impossible. There was another level where mage or something, it was fucking dude who sold his soul to Duma. I forgot what they're called. I don't think it's an Arcanist. But you can only really approach him with Dread Fighters, because otherwise he takes your HP down to 1, and then an Archer comes and instantly kills you. That's not a good thing. That's not good level design. I don't like that one. So, there are some questionable levels in Echoes, and some of the levels you will get tired of, because when you go into dungeons, you get the same exact character you get the same exact maps over and over again, as long as you're still in that dungeon. So you'll get tired very easily of some of these maps. fuck, my mind just drew a huge blank. So, Fire Emblem Echoes has a problem where it can get repetitive. Not every map is unique. You're going to be playing the same map over and over again if you want to do all the things in the game. And it's going to suck. I don't recommend going out of your way to get everything in this game. It's not worth it. It's still fun. There are some fun maps in there. I'm not saying Echoes is completely devoid of fun and good maps, but overall, it's kind of mediocre in that sense. It's an NES Fire Emblem game, so take it for what you will. Echoes is just a very faithful recreation of it. So I've talked about the story, I've talked about the gameplay, I've talked about level design. Let's talk about characters, because that is probably where Echoes shines the most. I can remember a good chunk of the characters, for one. Alm was a cool guy. He started from humble beginnings before realizing, shit, I'm actually supposed to be the Emperor. Celica is a kind of pacifist. She doesn't want there to be a war, but it's too late, because on the other side of the damn map, there's been a war the whole time, and she didn't do anything. Poor Celica. I could just keep talking about the characters, but those are the main characters, and you can get most of the characters from the story. The characters are better developed in the story than they are in support conversations, because the support conversations are done in the middle of battle, which means they don't have the same small talk as they would in, say, Awakening. Awakening has a lot of wacky scenarios that can happen because it's not in the middle of a battle. Fire Emblem Echoes is restricted by that. At least in Echoes, it's easier to tell when you get supports, unlike in Fire Emblem 7, where you just have to put a character next to one another and see if it works, and that's not really great if you don't know which characters support which. You could just be spending, like, forever putting characters next to each other and seeing, hey, do they have a support? Can I support them? Do these characters have a support? I don't know. There's Gray, there's Cliff, there's Clive, there's Faye, there's Matilda, there's Sonia, there's Dean, there's, fucking... I almost called the blonde guy who looks like Arthur, Jason. That is not his name. I don't know, I was thinking of Jason because I was thinking of the Sonic the Hedgehog voice actor. I don't know why. I have no fucking clue why I was thinking of the Sonic voice actor when I was thinking of this character's name. So, we're just gonna end the character section now. I've been hitting my microphone because I am good at this. Characters, overall, probably the best part of this game. The characters make the kind of cheesy story really good, and I think it's the reason why people like Gaiden/Echo's story so much. Music, I've been playing some in the background, and some of it is really, really incredible. And then there's other tracks that are just kind of okay. I'd give the OST a listen, though. There's some incredible tracks in there. I think it's worth your time. I think the music is worth your time. Even the kind of low-key tracks are pretty alright. Even if they're kind of repetitive, they're kind of short loops. voice acting is one thing this game got spot on, and another reason why I think the story and characters are enhanced. Every character's voice is fitting, every character reacts the way they're supposed to react. It's not like Fates, where it's like... Let me give... My favorite example of bad voice acting in Fates is Ike. It sounds like he's trying to scream, but he can't because his mom is in the other room. And if you have heard Ike's voice acting in Fates, you probably already know what I'm talking about. And I know that's an amiibo character, but shut up. I don't care. Fates sucks. I will shit talk Fates as much as I want, even if it's about the stupidest details. I don't know what else to talk about. I could talk about the art style. Art style is really good. I like this poster that has been on the screen. It's good. The characters don't look... It's not as, like... Okay. The character design is... It's a mixture of the old Fire Emblem style with the new Fire Emblem style, and I really like it. It's probably... I think it's the best art style this series has had, and I hope it's one that carries over into Fire Emblem 2018, because it is beautiful to look at. Even the 3D models look much better than they did in Awakening. And I know Awakening, they didn't have as big of a budget because it didn't do that well. I mean, Fire Emblem wasn't doing that well, but Awakening did really well. Yeah. It's a good-looking game. Very good. That's all I can really talk about. I mean, I could talk about the DLC, which I bought and I haven't played yet because I'm pretty satisfied with my purchase. The DLC was not necessary to it like it was with Fates. The DLC is $40, which is a lot of money. So don't get it. That's my official review of the Echoes DLC. And that's the end of this Echoes review, I guess. Because that's all I can really think to talk about. I don't know. Is Fire Emblem Echoes the best Fire Emblem game they ever made? I don't know. It is one of my favorites, which is not really saying much because most of them are my favorites. But it's a very... Okay, it's not the most solid game, but when it shines, it really fucking shines. It's I said it before in the video, it's an incredible experience that I'm glad I got to sit through. Overall, gonna give Fire Emblem Echoes pretty good out of 10, as I do with every game. Thank you for joining me for the Super Gamer Super Review show here on Super Cool Gaming. I am Morgan, the Trivia Facts, and this has been Fire Emblem Echoes. Yeah!